Hello everyone, welcome back to Beginners C++. This is going to be episode number 16. And today we are going to be covering a few things. We are going to be going through, let's do case logic. So we're going to be covering switch statements to build a better calculator. So at some point, I think I was actually going to show you guys how to make a simple calculator. I never did that, which is kind of fun. So in this case, we are just going to be building a calculator since we didn't build the crappier calculator. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do something like this. Let's do a cout, enter a value. And then we're going to, I did it again, I switched to wrong view. Enter a value, then we're going to enter a second value, and we're going to cin for a couple of numbers. We're just going to name int a and int b, and we're going to set both of them equal to 0. Just like that. Cin a and cin for b. And so when we do this, oh, that's going to drive me nuts if I don't have my colon and a space there. So when we do this, we're then going to say, we're going to make a third int here. Actually, let's make these doubles. Because if we're making a calculator, it's got to be handling some floating point numbers, right? And we're going to do int choice equals 0. So now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of do some kind of a menu here, right? We're going to say cout, let's do press 1 for addition. Or well, let's just do select an option. I like that phrasing more. 1 for addition, 2 for subtraction, 3 for multiplication, 4 for division, and I'm not going to do modulo. I'm actually going to save that for you guys. And cin for choice. Now, how do we actually want to select this? And let's go down here and let's do, or come up here first, and we're going to do outcome equals 0.0. And this should actually all be 0.0. And again, I'm just being very meticulous about that. But let's do cout. Maybe, yeah. You know what? Let's do this. We're gonna set a char c equals an empty space. So what we're gonna do is we're going to output here the value of a, and then we're going to output c, and then we're going to output b. Oh, that's really ugly, isn't it? Is, and then we're going to do let's do a colon there. Colon, and then outcome. I don't need an end order, but I do need a set of stream operators there. Okay, so let's make it this a bit better. First num and second num. And this is going to be, let's do operation. The better way of phrasing that would actually be operator, but that's a protected keyword in C++. So we're going to do first num, second num, operation. And, you know, let's do like this. And add in some space in between each, like that. So what I want the output to look like is something like this. I want it to look like the value of, let's say, 7 plus 12 equal, or well, yeah, let's change that to equals 19, right? That's what I want it to look like. So let me change this to first num and second num. What we need to do is we need to make some switch statement, is what it's called. And with switch statements, we have this thing called case logic, meaning that if certain cases are true, we're going to switch in between them. And here's the way that we implement it. We're going to switch based on the value of choice, right? And I know a lot of people right now are thinking, well, wait a minute. Isn't this basically the same as using an if statement or a nested if statement? And the answer is yes, it's almost exactly the same. This is more useful when you have a set of like a set of options, like a menu is really good for this, or a select set of choices that come up every time is kind of what a switch statement's used for. So with that said, I'm going to do case 1, just like that. And then I'm going to toss in some brackets, and I'm actually just going to copy this, and I'm going to make my my 4 cases right off the bat. Case 2, case 3, case 4. And then at the end of that, you make a default case, just like that. And so all these are trying to nest on me, which is no good. Okay, so we need to make that 2, 3, 4. And I don't know why default is not working. Default colon. There we go. All right, so I'm going to intentionally make an error here because I want you guys to see it. But what we're going to do here is we're going to do first num plus second num, and we're going to do outcome equals first num plus second num. And we're just going to copy paste this for brevity's sake, and we're going to do minus multiply divide, because the least important thing is, you know, remembering which one goes to which one, because we can just look. Now, equally, we're going to set our operation equal to quote sign and a plus, just like that. That one's going to be minus in a minute. Multiply and divide. So minus, multiply, and divide. And default is going to be cout \n. You've ruined everything. And at that point, this statement's going to fail, and it's just going to error. So actually it won't. It will just output empty. Or well, it will output with zeros, which is technically still right. But we will tell them that they've ruined everything first, which is a nice touch, sort of the coup de grace. So let's give this a run. And again, I want you guys to remember I've intentionally made a mistake here because I want to show you guys that it's very important that there's a very common error here that you guys will probably make at least once. So I want you guys to see it so you know how to handle it when you get it. So let's do, I said I wanted to use 7 and 12, so I should see 19 here, right? If I select addition. So I'm going to select addition. Okay, that actually bothers me because I didn't do that in the same way. So let's actually save a little bit of space here and just put in the symbols instead. Plus and minus. So that way it'll all fit on one line. Do 7, 12, and we're going to select 1 to do addition, right? And as you can see, we're getting division. We're getting this number that looks a lot like 7 divided by 12, and we're being told that we've ruined everything, even though we've entered in proper variables. And the reason why is that ultra common error. It's called case fall through. So what happens in this case is basically choice matches a number, right? And it hits this number and it goes, yep, that's true. But once that's sort of set to true, anything else that comes beneath it is also executed. So it goes case 2, and it's no longer checking to see if choice is equal to that same number. It just goes, well, this was true, all this has to be true. So it's first set properly to do addition, but then subtraction's true, multiplication's true, division's true. And since division was the last one to happen, that's what we saw. We also saw that this was true, but this didn't affect our outcome or anything. So that's why we didn't see just this, because all of these happened, but this was the last one to do any setting to our variables. And the way to get around this is each one of these has to have a break statement. Just like that. And default should also have a break. I have no idea what I hit there with Control B, but I'm guessing that's probably some kind of build option, or I don't know. I don't use hotkeys in Visual Studio. It's dangerous. But as you can see, that is our switch. And I like to treat this a lot like I treat an if statement, so I like to indent once more, although that's not necessarily standard. And so when we run this now, if we do our 7, 12, and 1 for plus, we now get that output the way that we wanted it to. So in this case, this is how we can make ourselves a simple calculator. Now, what I want you guys to do for your homework is I want you guys to expand on this. And you guys can add in 3 more mathematical functions. Oh, that was the longest yawn in history. Holy crap. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to add 3 more mathematical functions. It's really your choice on what mathematical functions you want to add, but the easiest ones I can think of are modulo, which is, you know, just that percent operator we've seen in the past. And then including CMath and going with square root and going with pow, which is raising a number to a power. So with that being said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this lesson. I'll type out the homework in a little bit. But that basically covers what we're going to do here. Like, subscribe, share with friends, and if you have any questions, shoot them up over at the forum. See ya.